So this difference in level marked as S is basically the sag. So we are basically considering a conductor supported by the two towel A and B located at the same level. This is the sag calculation when the supports are at equal level. Okay. So if we consider capital L as the length of the span in meters, then that capital L can be divided into two subsequent levels or two subsequent span lengths as capital L by 2 and capital L by 2, and that is represented as small l. Now why we are doing all these things, marking the levels? Because we need the coordinates of the point from where the calculation of sag has to happen. Okay, so we need the two forces that is acting, W and T. We need the coordinates. We need the length from every portion to every portion, because basically we are putting it into the coordinate systems, X and Y system. That is why. So first the length of the span is taken, that is capital L, and since this length of the span is very large compared to the sag S, capital L is very large. Hence, the shape of the conductor takes the form of a parabola. And since it takes the form of a parabola, we can assume that since the curve sag is very small, okay, the sag is very small, and the length of the portion which we are considering at the point P, okay, that O to P point of the conductor can be considered as the coordinate x and y, where x, you see, x is the distance from O to P, horizontal distance, and y is the vertical distance from O to P. So basically P, coordinates of P is x and y. So as the length is the length L is very high, and the sag comparatively the sag is small, so that is why we can consider small l, that is OP, to be equals to x. Okay, so x means the coordinate of P, x, y, that x. Okay, so we term x and y as, suppose x, y is the coordinates of the point P. X we call as abscissa and Y we call as ordinate. This is the mathematical term of a coordinate. The front portion before the comma, it is known as abscissa, and after the comma, whatever it is known as the ordinate. So X and Y are the coordinates. Okay. Now since capital small l, O to P, that we are considering equals to X. Now there are two external forces that is acting on the portion OP of the conductor, tension T and weight Wx, which acts at a distance of x by 2 from the point O. You see that point x by 2 up to the distance x by 2, that point is where the weight acts. Okay, so considering OP equals to x, OP equals to x, and x by 2, at that point the weight is acting. The tension also acts in the horizontal direction. Weight acts vertically, tension acts horizontal. So the taking the moments of these two forces, it becomes the equation, basic equation becomes T into Y equals to Wx, because W is basically weight per unit length. So only weight is weight per unit length into length. So Wx into x by 2, which is the distance from the point O. So that becomes our moment equation. Okay. So equating this, we get the y. Now why we are calculating y? Because if I know the position of y, means at the point P, if y is our up to which that point particularly undergoes the sag, so we can find the total sag from the point B. So that is why we are calculating y. So if I know y, I can calculate s. How? Because at the point B or at the point A, our x and y coordinates change. into x equals to L or capital L by 2 and y equals to S. Okay, so y equals to Wx square by 2t. We are substituting this into the sag equation. That becomes S equals to, I'm just putting the value of x here, which is L by 2. So S equals to W by 2t L by 2 whole square equals to WL square by 8t. I think till this portion everyone is clear, yes or no? Just raise the question.
Clear, ma'am.
Okay, okay. I am specifically asking the diploma students, are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So, before I move on to the unequal level supports, I just wanted this to get cleared. Okay, so I think this is clear by now. So the sag at any point of the conductor when the supports are at equal level, that is given as this. Actually, we put this formula only. Capital S equals to WL square by 8T. That is our formula for sag for the topmost level. Now, whatever the point they will ask for the sag, so that point will be required your sag. Accordingly, you can calculate because eventually I'll go to the problems, right? So in the problems, you will see there means one of the problem is definitely is going to come from sag. From module 1, the main problems that comes in question number 1 is sag. Means that problem is definite, means it is a must or necessary one, which you'll see in the question paper. In the first question only, there is a problem or a numerical on sag. So that is why the need of these formulas. Okay, so this is clear. Now I'm going to the sag when we are supposing in unequal levels. So I have a question before I move. Um, can you answer when is this sag at unequal level can occur? In which areas the sag of unequal level can happen?
When transmission line passing from hills and
Hills, right? Hills. Oh, hills or mountains. And what else cases? Any other case? Anyone else want to answer? Okay, hills and mountains are correct. Apart from that, in case of rivers or river crossings, the sag is not always in the equal level. Okay, so because you see, when the transmission is running, the river is in a slope condition. Then also in the river crossings, it may happen. It may not happen also, but it may happen. The sags are at unequal levels. Okay, so the thing that we are going to consider, suppose here in the picture, when it was an equal level, we see A and B are in the same level. From the ground also it is same level. From A to B also it is the straight line. Means the two towers are same bottom wise also and topmost part also. Now for unequal levels we will see the ground is also not the same level and the topmost part is also not the same level. Are you getting my point? The ground is also tilted in slope and the two towers are also smaller than each other, means not a same. One is big, one is small. So in that case, when the supports are at unequal level, what are we supposed to get? Here only one sag S we are getting. But if that both of them are different levels, then we will get two sag, means one for one tower, another for another tower. Is it or not? Okay, I think you are not getting it. Just let me show the picture. See this picture carefully. The ground is also not at different level. The towers are also not same. Means the towers are also at different heights. Everyone is watching. Is my voice clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So you see A and B are not equal, means A height of A and height of B are different and the ground levels are also different. In that case, we get two sag, S1, one sag, S2 as another sag. So if these two are the sags, how will we calculate? Okay, so they may ask in the problem both the sags. Means for tower A, calculate the sag. For tower B, calculate the sag. So the sags are different in case of unequal support levels. Now you see, just I'm reading this. Okay, in many situations, it is necessary to use supports at different levels. Like, just I said that the areas including small hills, rivers, etc. Okay. So now we are coming to the parameters. The parameters again, you see capital L is the total span length that remains same. Now H comes. H is one of the parameters that was not necessary earlier. So H is basically difference in the levels. Okay, difference in levels. So now x1 and x2 are the two parameters that we are considering. Earlier, you remember, if you remember, then the midspan was basically the just divided by 2 and we get the midspan length. Now, when you see the sag is hanging, means the conductor is hanging, it is under suspension, then it is not the lowest point which is the midpoint. The lowest point is not the midpoint of the span. Correct or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So if the lowest point is not the midpoint of the span, then we have to divide it in such a way that the lowest point is the marking point from where we'll divide two lengths, x1 and x2. Okay. So x1 and x2 are the two lengths that we are dividing. The total span length we are dividing as x1 and x2. Earlier it was just L by 2. Here now x1 and x2. So as per the SAC calculation earlier, we are just writing down the same thing. Means here the formula was what? Just see, S equals to WL square by 8T, right? So where I've written that substitution in the equation, capital S equals to basically becomes WL square by 8T. Using this formula only, I am putting it here. 8T it becomes because of 2T. Rather, it is not L by 2. In place of L by 2, now I am putting x1 and x2. So when I am putting x1, it is W x1 square divided by 2T, and for S2, W x2 square by 2T. I am putting the same formula. This one only I am putting. Okay, S equals to W by 2T into the distance square. So S1 equals to W distance square divided by 2T. Are you getting this? Sag at A and sag at B. Same formula I am just putting sag S1 and S2. Is it clear?
Explain once again, ma'am.
See, we have two sags S1 and S2, one for tower A S1 and for one for tower B S2, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I am putting S1 and S2 by the same formula as this one. How can I mark this one? This thing. This. Okay. You see this formula?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this formula only capital S equals to W by 2T into distance square. Here L by 2 is not taken, x1 and x2 is taken. So I'm just putting for tower A S1 equals to W x1 square by 2T, and for tower B S2 equals to W x square by 2T. Now is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So I am just putting the formulas directly from that equal level support only, but only the lengths are changing, x1 and x2 in place of L by 2. So if this is changing S1 and S2, I have got the calculation of sag, fine. But what else is changing? Here the sum of x1 and x2 is equals to L. You see x1 plus x2, the distance that we are dividing. So x1 plus x2 is equals to capital L. Right? Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So if x1 and x2 are known, then we can calculate the formula of sag just like s1 and s2 just we calculated. We need to find the values of x1 and x2 and put that in these two formulas of s1 and s2. Are you getting?
Yes, ma'am.
Because
Yes,
when
ma'am.
problems will be given to you, you can write directly, but how do you know what is the value of x1 and x2? How do you divide it? They won't be saying it, right? And you do not know the lowest point that you can calculate. So that is why you need to find the value of x1 and x2, and there lies the main new thing in unequal levels. That is the main thing in unequal levels, that you have to find x1 and x2. How to find x1 and x2? Just simple. If x1 and x2 are known, then the sags s1 and s2 can be obtained. Now, how we are getting it? You see s2 minus s1, that is the height h. S2 minus S1 is equals to H, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. So the difference in height, it is already written. You see H equals to difference in levels. So height, that difference in levels, H is equals to S2 minus S1. Now that they are subtracting. How? By S1, S2 minus S1 means this equation. This just we obtain na S1 and S2. These two, they are subtracting, just subtraction, simple subtraction of the equation S1 and S2. So subtracting the equation S2 minus S1 means subtracting S1 from S2, we get same thing, W by 2T, just x2 square minus x1 square, and we are breaking it formula wise, x2 minus x1 into x1 plus x2. Any questions, please raise.
No, ma'am.
Diploma students, are you getting it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Any diploma
Yes, ma'am.
students? Already there are very few diploma students. That is why I am asking you again and again. If any question, raise it and
Yes.
listen carefully. Okay. Okay. So this is the difference of S2 minus S1 that we are just subtracting using these two formulas of S1 and S2. So it is simple. Just the formula of a square minus b square, that is a plus b multiplied by a minus b. So that only we are putting here. Now just putting that x1 plus x2 is basically full L, full span length L. So x1 plus x2, in place of x1 plus x2, I am substituting capital L, which here also we have written. This thing we are just putting here in place of x1 plus x2, capital L. Now, till this part, everyone clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, I'll just finish quickly. See, um, as I said, S2 minus S1 is equals to H. Now, I am putting in this equation 1. In place of this left hand side S2 minus S1, I am putting the value of H. So it becomes H equals to WL by 2T into X2 minus X1. You see, W by 2T into L into X2 minus X1 was there, the first equation. I am just putting H in the left hand side. So H I am putting equals to the equation that we are getting. Now X2 minus X1 equals to just the derivation, means just I am exchanging right hand side with left hand side. So x2 minus x1 becomes equals to 2th by w capital L. Now solving the equation 1 and 2. This was equation 1, the lowest one, the bottommost one equation. So this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Now solving these two equations 1 and 2, we get 2x square equals to whatever the calculation it is just becoming. Ultimately, we are getting the value of x1 and x2. Okay. So value of x1 and x2 is received, just it is the value of minus and plus L by 2 minus TH by WL, and x2 equals to L2 plus TH by WL. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone has any questions? Please ask if anyone does not understand.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So I will leave up to this here today. I hope it is clear. I'll share the notes with you as well. Tomorrow I do not have class. Yes. So today I'll be sharing you the notes, and the next we will be moving on to just go through the notes of the SAG derivation, both equal and unequal, because mostly unequal only come, and problems so definitely it is going to be unequal. So I'll just finish up. So, okay, students, I'll leave. You can also leave.